Frequency Podcast Network. Stories that matter, podcasts that resonate.
Canadian home sales tumbled in January, and experts think the weather actually played a role in the drop. Hi, I'm Virjesh Dave. This is Big Headlines, everything you need to know to be in the know in just 5 minutes. The brutal winter weather combined with an ongoing slump in consumer confidence packed a 1-2 punch against the country's real estate market to start the year, with some weak real estate results for January. Senior business editor Mike Eppel joins us with more. Mike, what was dragging on real estate to start the year?
Virjesh, the January real estate numbers just continued the 2025 trends into the new year. The brutal winter weather that hit many Canadian cities last month did not help at all with overall sales activity, prices, listings, all of them down on a year-over-year comparable. And the Canadian Real Estate Association saying that consumer confidence remains weak, a trend that is expected to continue into the springtime. Could see more first-time buyers come in as affordability improves and if mortgage rates continue to creep lower.
The national average sale price in January was just under $653,000, down 2.6% from a year earlier. Day 12 at the Winter Games in Italy is not off to the best start for Team Canada, with one of the country's most decorated Olympians failing to reach the podium. Canada's Mark McMorris fell on his third and final run of the men's snowboard slopestyle, putting him out of medal contention. The men's hockey quarterfinal games also go today with Canada up against Czechia. Canadian skip Rachel Homan also moved into a tie for fourth in the Olympic women's curling competition after she beat Sweden yesterday. As for the men, Brad Jacobs' Canadian rink clinched his semifinal berth yesterday. Canada's also got a couple more medal chances later today in short track speed skating. Canada's new top diplomat in Washington has presented his credentials to U.S. President Donald Trump. Reporter Jason White says Mark Wiseman has officially stepped into his new role as Canada's ambassador to the United States.
Mark Wiseman is a global investment banker and pension fund manager. He'll be looking to help Canada find tariff off-ramps and stability ahead of a review of the Canada-US-Mexico Agreement on Trade later this year. Previous Ambassador Kirsten Hillman was also Canada's top trade negotiator, but that job now falls to former Privy Council clerk Janice Charette.
An international affairs professor says Wiseman was chosen because of his background in business and finance. Also making big headlines, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says Southern Ontario MP Jamil Jivani does not speak for the party after he made some controversial comments about Canada's trade stance following a trip to Washington. Jivani told a right-wing U.S. news site that Canada would be harming itself, quote, if we continue with this anti-America hissy fit. When asked if he agreed with Jivani's summary, Poilievre said no, saying Jivani speaks for himself.
Canadians are understandably upset about the tariffs and the comments that President Trump has made, and that we need to focus on what we can do here at home, what we can control in our own realm in order to be capable of having the leverage to negotiate tariff-free access to the U.S.
Jivani spent a few days in Washington this month where he met with his college friend, Vice President J.D. Vance, and other Trump administration officials. In Northern California, 6 backcountry skiers are alive and safe, but 9 are still missing after an avalanche in the mountains. Search and rescue crews were dispatched to the Castle Peak area, that's just northwest of Lake Tahoe, late yesterday morning. Police say the extreme conditions are affecting their search efforts.
Slow going, where you have brought in snowcats, we have snowmobilers on standby, we have individuals on skis. So we have several different ways that people are attempting to get in there. It's just going to be a slow, tedious process because they also have to be very careful accessing the area due to the fact that the avalanche danger is still very high.
Crews pushed through a snowstorm to reach the 6 survivors from the 15-person ski group last night. If you haven't listened yet, today on the Big Story podcast, Trump's Gordie Howe Bridge threats and what he's really after. Host Karen Ciolin speaks to Ontario's representative in Washington, D.C., David Patterson.
You said it's safe to say Trump will back down on this. The bridge will open. Do you think Ottawa, though, will have to make concessions for it to happen?
There may be some issues that have to be worked through in terms of the final operational details of how the bridge will work. I don't know. That'll be up to the federal government and to the Crown Corporation that is in charge of the bridge. We in Ontario want to make sure it opens on time because our most important industry is the auto sector. But so too is our food sector, and so too are all the different manufacturing products that cross those bridges every day. And I can tell you from someone who spent 20 years at General Motors that when you have a problem at one of those crossings, take us back to COVID, take us back to the trucker aspect, it's a problem right through the United States economy.
You can listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcasts. Now you're in the know. Thank you for listening to Big Headlines. Make sure you follow, share, and review Big Headlines. Enrique Amaturo is our lead producer. I'm Virjesh Dave. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.